I'm going to be too fast for him. I'm going to be too powerful for him. And a lot of these people are going to realize very soon that this is not all talk.
I'm Elijah Thacker, and I'm here for King of the Mountain State. Today we're talking to Griffin Key. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Just living the dream. How about yourself?
Hanging in there. Man, you've been wanting to talk to me for a long time. I've seen you fight, you know that, but I've also seen you on social media calling out everybody you can call out.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
You're
sir.
a hungry fighter. You're a very hungry fighter.
Absolutely.
So
I think it's more of just knowing that coming into this game, there's no time to chill around, and you know what I mean. You might as well go for everybody, especially if you have the belief that you're gonna go all the way with it. You know, might as well go for everybody.
So you've been an athlete for a long time. You know, you've had a lot of success. You know, back in high school, you know, in football, wrestling. But what made you want to be a fighter?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's been a lot longer than people know about. Back in the day when we were like 10, 11 years old. Something like that, since we were little kids, we would have these huge fight leagues. I mean, we gather all the boys up, 40, 50 of them. You know, this is going on in school, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's recording everything, you know what I'm saying? It's basically like being in a real fight with almost more stakes, because when you go back to school, you got to deal with everybody, you know what I'm saying? You got to deal with that loss or that win, and a lot of hype riding into a lot of them. So I've had the experience of going through stuff like that for a long time, and you know, it's nothing new to me. That's why I feel like I'm so calm in there when I go in there to fight.
And so that last fight, we saw you at the last New Line card against Czar Parrish. That was a beautiful performance. Your jab looked excellent. So tell me, walk me through that fight, basically.
Well, for starters, I wanted to fight Czar in MMA because I feel like it'd be a good match to start off with MMA, a good grappler, so it would test me in waters that people haven't seen before, you know what I'm saying, which is always what I want to do. And the game plan for Czar in this, knowing it was a boxing match, I was like, well, I'm not going to bring all the tools to the table here. I don't want to show him everything, because my plan was to rematch him in August in an MMA bout. I even told him after the fight, I said, hey, man, good fight. Thanks for taking a boxing match, but I want you in MMA in August. And he was, 100% down for it. And so we worked the game plan, me and my friend who helps me train. And I was like, we're just going to pop the jab at him, because I know that they looked at my fights and said, hey, he ain't got a jab. So, I was like, look, I'm going to bring the jab on him. He ain't going to be expecting it, and we'll win the fight that way. So, I think that's what separates me from a lot of guys is I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. I don't care if I got to bring the volume, if I got to bring the power, whatever it takes, I'm going to bring that game plan to the table.
Do you think that comes from being a competitor for so long, being, involved in so many sports, just finding a way to win no matter what?
Yeah, absolutely. And it also comes from a lot of losing. When I first started fighting, like for real, taking it serious after football ended, my first experiences in a gym were not like, normal kids. Like a lot of kids, when they go into a gym, they'll have some success, like, I'm doing pretty good in sparring today. This looks like something I want to do. My first sparring matches were against professional boxers. You know what I'm saying? These guys are for real. These dudes don't play, and they don't take it easy in sparring either. So I had to learn the hard way fast. Got thrown into the deep pool, and that goes with MMA fighters as well. And I think that's what's elevated me to this point, is realizing there's levels to this, and there's things I got to work on.
I was the same way when I started jiu-jitsu. I was completely clueless, and dude, I sucked. I got beat up my first day, and I was like, I got to learn this stuff, because it opens you up to an entirely new world.
Right, yeah, absolutely. It's not the reality that you thought it was.
So we talked about the Czar fight. Now we know that things changed, plans changed. We're doing a boxing card in August. So tell us about this next fight.
Well, I'm actually excited about this next bout. This guy seems like for real. This guy seems like he's going to bring it. He's not going to be scared to go toe to toe. And I think I'm going to surprise a lot of people, because I don't think people have an idea of the tools that I have yet. I haven't got to show anything, and it's been on purpose for a lot of it. But saving a lot of weapons for the big fight, a lot of new techniques and a lot of things that I'm really good at, and I'm excited to show people.
So do you see yourself in the future making that move to MMA? Do you think that's where you're supposed to be?
Easy. I think the MMA game, it's going to be even more, I think it's going to be harder for my opponents, honestly, because, with those boxing gloves, when I land a good shot to the temple or to the jaw, a lot of times they can take it, because it's the 16-ounce boxing gloves. But, if you watch my fights, I really don't get hit clean, a lot. I don't really get hit clean a lot. And I hit my opponents clean pretty often. And I think that's going to cause a lot of trouble for a lot of my opponents, is getting clipped early.
So tell me, what made you fall in love with this sport? You say you've loved it for a long time, since you were a kid. Who are some of the fighters that made you start watching?
To be honest, I was the biggest Thiago Silva fan back in the day. I love Thiago Silva.
He's had a hard road lately.
Yeah. And Michael Bisping for sure. Those are my two favorite fighters going up. They really made me love it. And Frank Mir too. Gotta love Frank Mir.
You like all the jerks.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a villain myself.
I tell you the truth though, Bisping, he's had like this interesting character arc. Like he was kind of a villain during his career, but now that he's a commentator, everybody loves him. I think you kind of see what he's really like. Some people, when they're competing, I think they need that like bulldog, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I think it's just like a persona thing. Like you're just gonna go out there like Mike Tyson almost, going out there to dominate, to win.
So after this August card, if you get the win, what comes next?
To be honest, man, I want the biggest guys, the best guys they can throw at me. I want them all, to be honest. Because I think this Trey kid, I think he's going to be a good fight. I think he's going to be a good competitor or whatever, but I'm going to be too fast for him. I'm going to be too powerful for him. And a lot of these people are going to realize very soon that this is not all talk. This is talk, but with purpose, because there's a lot of work that gets put in here. And I wouldn't just be talking gibberish on there for nothing. You know what I mean? I'm coming for them all. And that's the truth. That's
the thing. When I see you on there, when I saw you in our fighters group, like every 155er, I want you. Let's go, dude. I was like, this guy's serious. You see a guy who it'll be your first MMA fight, and you're ready to go after the champ. You want whoever. You're ready to step in there and fight whoever they put in front of you. That's a competitor, and that's somebody to keep an eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because like I've told you before, the guys that I've trained with, the guys that I sparred with, they don't make it easy. And I'm not going to name names, but there's a lot of guys that I train with that are for real, that would probably end a lot of these dudes. And I know how good I do it with them, and I know that these guys aren't going to be able to compete with me.
Now I know you train a lot at Butch Hiles' place, right? Devin Stanley.
Yeah. Me and Devin train a lot. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about some of your other training then. Some of your other training partners. Who are you putting the work in with?
Well, to be honest, I wouldn't be in the position where I'm at if it wasn't for. Sure, I don't know if you know who he is, but you should. Mike Dice. Mike Dice.
I have to do my homework.
He's a bad man. I'm telling you, he's a bad man. But he's a good mentor, but it's a tough love kind of mentor. He's the dude who's going to show you the ropes and what it is for what it is. So, I credit a lot of my success to him as well, because he showed me early on that this is not for the faint of heart, and it's hard. You got to learn to get with it, or you're going to get, put out.
So walk me through a day in the life of Griffin Key.
Wake up, train, eat, sleep, repeat. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I do is train. That's what my mind's on.
Not watching movies, not listening to music, train, eat, sleep.
Well, I might play some video games, but the video games are for UFC. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping the mind sharp always.
You can learn from that. I know I've learned a lot playing the UFC game, and I heard Max Holloway saying the same thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just constantly keeping your mind on it. You trying new techniques, doing stuff always.
Well, I know I was that way when I started. Like, I became obsessed with the sport. Like, I was constantly watching, constantly just throwing myself into it. You develop this love for it and this obsession. Mm-hmm. And I can see that you've got that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to go far.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think in anything you're doing, in anything in life, if you're putting your whole energy to it, and you're working hard and really analyzing yourself, what am I doing wrong? Can I make myself better every day? It's only natural. You're going to get better at it.
You just can't follow in the footsteps of Thiago Silva. You got to promise me right now that you won't do that.
Yeah, absolutely not.
That guy was a killer, and most people have forgotten about him.
Yeah.
I mean, he went up to 13-0, and then that's when he fought Machida.
Machida put him out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that was when Machida was putting everybody out.
Yeah, he was a dog.
Machida was unstoppable.
Yeah, I really liked him growing up too. Especially, I liked all those guys. There's all legends of the game.
They say that Devin Stanley's the Lyoto Machida of West Virginia.
I wouldn't call him Lyoto Machida simply because Lyoto's on the back. Lyoto gets caught on the back foot a lot. Lyoto's.
Well, we got
single strike.
Wonder Boy. He loves that.
That's if I'm being real, that's what he reminds me of as Wonder Boy. He's offensive constantly. Yeah.
He is a lot like him. Mm-hmm. So who would you compare yourself to if you could pick any fighter? Who do you think you fight like?
Well, I mean, that's a tough question. I to be honest, I like to draw a bit of a game from them all. I think that's the advantage of being in the game now as to back then, is that you get to watch all these great fighters and you get to see all the techniques that they've implemented and dominated with. And being a fan, I get to implement those things. I get to see those things and utilize them in my career. So to be honest, I can't think of a single fighter that I pinpoint myself as. But I don't know. Maybe this next fight might get that answer.
All right. I got one last thing for you. You're not a man who will mince words. So if your opponent's listening, what do you got to say to him?
He's got to bring it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. He's got to bring it because I'm going to bring it 100% every single time. I show no fear in there, and that's something they need to know. I show absolutely no fear, and it's going to take, I don't know, I can't even envision myself losing. I'm just going to be honest. I can't envision myself losing. If I'm losing, it's because of me, not because of my opponent, and that's just it. So we better bring it.
Well, Mr. Key, I'm very excited to see you back in there, and we'll be seeing you in Charleston on August 6th at the Charleston Civic Center.
Absolutely. Hometown crowd, baby. Let's get it.